Okay, so we're going to be going over our four-step sequence, okay? Now keep in mind there is a four-step sequence for the Tiny Tigers and Little Dragons, and then we have a four-step sequence for the beginners, ages 8 and over, including teenagers and adults as well, okay? So this video is for Tiny Tigers and Little Dragons. If you are 8 years old and over, you're in the beginners class, teens class, or adults class, please refer to the next video. Thanks. Okay. So when we start off, every time we hold our bow behind our back. It looks just like this. My bow is on my right side. This is my right hand in front. So what you can think about is, hey, go ahead, stand your bow up. And I'm gonna take my right arm. I'm gonna put it in front of the bow. It's straight up and down, right next to me. I'll bend my knees, grab my bow, and then pick it up. So the height of my bow, as far as the bottom goes, it's about right next to my ankle, okay? When I want to go into kamae, or that fighting stance, or we're about ready to start the sequence, my right leg's going to step forward. I'm going to bring my bow up with my right hand. My left hand's going to grab onto my bow, and I'm going to pull my left hand back to my left hip, near my belt. So my left hand and my back hand is next to my belt, and my right hand is leveled with the middle of my chest, okay? So think to yourself like I'm ready to fight, right? And that's where my hand should be. Okay, step one for the four-step sequence. We're gonna take that front leg and we're gonna pull it back, right? They can pull it all the way back. Let's say that I'm standing on a line, and I'm gonna pull it back so both my heels are touching that line. I'm gonna take my bow and I'm gonna point forward. So notice that my left hand raises up, I point forward, and I pull my right hand back. Now I'm gonna step forward once more with that right leg, and I'm gonna take the right side for step two, and I'm gonna crash down near the collarbone. Okay, so step one, pull back, point. Step two, crash. Now an important detail is you notice when I step back to point, notice how much space I have between my left hand and the edge of my bow. If I did not move my hands, there wouldn't be much bow to point with, or because in essence, we're blocking a strike, right? So when I pull back, I have to slide my hands along the bow. And the idea is that I have more of the weapon in front of me than behind me, as you can see, right? Now when I crash, I have to then slide my hands again, otherwise I don't have much bow going in front. So I slide my hands back down, slide my hands back down, and I crash. Okay, so start from the beginning. 1, 2. Step 3 is going to be a flick. This is where it differs between the four-step sequence for little kids and for the older kids. We're going to take the right side. Again, I have to slide my hands so I can make adjustments on the bow. And I'm going to take the left side and I'm going to flick across near the ribs. Okay? So again, 1, 2, 3. And the last step, 4, I'm going to take my right hand, put it over to my left shoulder, and then swing across. The way that I do that, I'm here at the flick, right? Right hand is gonna come up and over to my left shoulder. Now my left hand is gonna end up in my right armpit, moving this direction. And my right hand is gonna swing or chop across, just like this. And I should be leveled with my shoulders, okay? So if I start from this angle, I'm gonna step back. 1, 2, 3, 4. From this angle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And those are the four-step sequence, okay? So go ahead, make sure you're practicing this. This is required for your white belt. And then when you go to a yellow belt, then we start teaching you about how to do your kata. The first one is going to be Taikyo Kosholan with your bow. Thank you.